Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will summarize the chapter 1 of book Brief Answer to the Big Questions, and explore that, why Stephen Hawking thinks God doesn't exist. And, give us another perspective about God. So, let's dive into the chapter and get the answers of deep questions in the world. Angels, demons, and gods appear in many of the books and movies we have read and watched. Many of you may have asked the following questions: how did the universe come into being? And where do we humans come from? In the early days of human history, the answers to these questions predominantly came from religious mythology due to a lack of scientific knowledge and technology. It was explained in legends and stories that God created the entire world and humankind. However, with the gradual development of technology, science has provided more convincing answers to these big questions. For example, around 300 BCE, an astronomer named Aristarchus carefully studied the universe. He drew diagrams that showed the true relationship between the sun, the earth, and the moon. He argued that gods did not cause lunar eclipses. Rather, it occurred when the moon moves into the earth's shadow, where the sunlight is blocked. Since then, people's blind adherence to religious myths has been corrected by scientific discoveries, one after another. In the 21st century, the scientific community has widely accepted that the origin of the universe can be explained by the Big Bang theory. It states that, about 13.8 billion years ago, the universe was formed by the explosion of a singularity. The singularity was infinitely dense, infinitely small, and infinitely hot, with infinite curvature of space-time. After the Big Bang, the universe continued to expand until this moment. As a science giant, Stephen Hawking gave his direct answers to the earlier questions. He says, "It's my view that the simplest explanation is that there is no God." Why is Hawking so sure that God does not exist and that the universe did not originate in a divine creation? Let's take a look at how Hawking explains this from a scientific perspective. There are three main components in the universe: matter, energy, and space. Matter is the stuff that has mass. It is all around us. It can be as small as dust, or as big as a massive spiral of stars. It is countless. Energy is something easy to understand, and we encounter it every day. For example, sunlight is the energy produced by a star 93 million miles away. The last component, space, is the place and area that stretches in all directions. It is big enough to make you feel dizzy. Of course, mass and energy are interchangeable, so they're actually the same, just like two sides of the same coin. So, where do energy and space come from? Were they created by God? Of course not. Scientists have found the answer after decades of research. They were born spontaneously during the Big Bang. Perhaps someone would debate this point. If there was no God, how could the Big Bang have suddenly produced the energy and space that didn't exist before? Did they come out of nothing? The answer may surprise you. This whole vast universe of space and energy could really come out of nothing. Its secret lies in one of the strangest facts about our universe. The laws of physics require the existence of something called negative energy. Hawking offers a simple analogy to help us better understand this weird but crucial concept. Specifically, if we want to make a hill on flat land, we have to dig a hole in the ground and use the soil to make the hill. This hill represents positive energy, and this hole represents negative energy. The same principle is true for the universe. Simply put, the Big Bang produced a lot of positive energy and an equal amount of negative energy. In this way, the positive and the negative add up to exactly zero. So, it's all perfectly balanced. This is the principle behind what happened at the beginning of the universe. You may now have a follow-up question. Positive energy is tangible, but where is negative energy? Hawking tells us that this negative energy is actually spread throughout space, and space itself is a vast store of negative energy. Why does he say that? Remember that hill analogy? In the universe, there are stars floating with positive energy, and there are also invisible holes full of negative energy. we all know that the positive and the negative add up to zero. Similarly, the negative energy of all kinds that spreads through space and the positive energy that exists in countless planets also add up to zero. In other words, the universe itself adds up to nothing. That's why Hawking says, the universe is the ultimate free lunch, and we don't need a god to create it. However, none of us would be satisfied if the explanation stopped short here. Perhaps we can ask further, how did that accident happen that gave birth to the universe? Could it have been that God quietly lit a fuse behind the scene and ignited the Big Bang? Our everyday experience makes us think that everything that happens must be caused by something that occurred earlier in time. It would not suddenly take place. For example, when we want coffee, we don't expect that a cup of coffee magically appears out of nowhere. We must get coffee first. Then we get some water, milk, sugar, and so on, pour everything into a cup, and stir it well. And then we drink it. Another example. What makes a river? Maybe it was the rain that had fallen from the sky. But what caused the rain? It could be the sun. It shone down on the ocean, evaporating the water and generating clouds. And, where does the sun come from? It's caused by fusion between hydrogen and helium atoms. However, such reasoning based on our daily life experience does not explain the origin of the universe. The reason is that, at the beginning of the Big Bang, the universe was tiny, even smaller than a proton. Therefore, the universe was a microscopic world, and we need to use quantum mechanics to explain it. With this, we are at the end of the video. Subscribe to our channel for more summaries like this. Thanks for watching.